Now, as we talk nastiness, Archie Rowley, like he emotional, he jump up in parliament to attack Kamala and talking about Kamala nastying up the country name, run it.
Call the election. And it makes me want to ask, is it that after the election day of the next election, all these problems that you can't cut the grass, you can't fix a pothole, you can't fix a drain, you have no authority to do certain things, you have no, except to ask her to stop writing all over the world and nastying up Trinidad and Tobago's name.
Trinidad and Tobago's name, because Kamala Persad-Bissessar and the entire country is still waiting on who gave the authority and the approval for officers, law enforcement officers of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to get on a plane, a CARICOM plane, to go to Barbados without court documents, without any extradition treaty, without any foreign warrant, to kidnap and utilize the services of the Barbados Constabulary also to kidnap a Trinidad and Tobago citizen. Kamala Persad-Bissessar rightfully wrote to the Barbados Prime Minister as the leader of opposition duly elected and to the General Secretariat. What you're so frightened of, Rowley? But you're talking about nasty enough.
Except to ask her to stop writing all over the world and nastying up Trinidad and Tobago's name.
And I just want you all to realize and think about something. Think about how nasty a man would have to be to find out that there was a merit list, that people went through an independent process and people were ranked according to their achievements. And a man will go to the president. How nasty and malicious he would be to force the president to breach the Constitution and to encourage Bliss C. Prasad, the then chairperson of the police service, to break the law and misbehave in public office so a man wouldn't get a work that he deserved. Think about how nasty that person is. Think about how nasty one government will have to be to bribe an individual, to hold him by his cojones while he's sick and suffering, and hold back millions and millions of dollars, write and negotiate indemnity of all sorts, knowing full well that it was illegal so to do in order to persecute and to lie on political opponents. Think about how nasty the mind, the heart, and the soul of those kind of people have to be. How nasty a man will have to be to have pieces of paper, hold them for 6 months, and come into the parliament and say that a sitting prime minister, cabinet, and security advisor were planning to kill a journalist. Think about how sick and nasty that human being would be. Think about how nasty a human being would be to talk about having worked obia on an opponent in his own political party and a former prime minister, and boasting that when this man got sick and was ailing and he was walking and he had a stroke and he was struggling for life, that a man would say and boast to a resounding applause that he worked obia on the man to make him sick. How nasty a person would that be? When a man will shut down a whole refinery against all advice in order to ensure that his friend does not face the courts, he is in charge and he removes a minister, removes 2 boards of Petrotrin, removes and divides up a company, shut down a refinery, also all for the purpose of his friend not to pay the dire consequences. How nasty a human being has to be to do that. You talking about nasty up Trinidad and Tobago name? Trinidad and Tobago's name became nasty the day you swore in as Prime Minister Keith Christopher. Nasty, disgusting Rowley. What about how nasty a man will have to be when he have a cabinet minister, a young fella, Daryl Smith in the cabinet, but he having sex with Daryl Smith's wife while he is Daryl Smith's boss? How sick and nasty a man will be like that? Huh? What about a man who's so nasty at 65 years old? He will horn his wife of however many years without a condom and make twins. How nasty that man is. How sickening that man is. And all you're studying that man? What about a school teacher in a position of responsibility and trust, love and care, who would use that position in order to groom and have sex with a girl of school age and impregnate her and then bust out. How nasty. What a scumbucket. What a nasty individual. All you stop playing games, you know. That is Keith Rowley. And you're all talking and trying to pretend like he's some man to vote for. You'll have to be joking. Rowley is the original Gabriel. Gabriel, this young boy now reached. Rowley is Gabriel since 1969.